I will watch that appalling spawn. Popping them out. So here's all the cars they had set up that you could like check out and everything. And here's more of the plant and stuff like that. And here's the ramp where people were going down. And same thing too. Later, Fact 99. And here is a very wide open view of it. You can see all the cars, all that stuff. This is actually a reflexes test I was taking, which some of you might have seen a video of that before, if I remember right. Here it is right here, actually, conveniently. This is actually from 2005. This particular video, or maybe it's not. Because Andrew was here with us on this time, so this must be from 2007. I actually need to fix this. So, what this is a reflexes test to see if you've got good enough reflexes to be a NASCAR driver. At least as far as peripheral vision and reflexes go. And you needed to get 64, and I got 85. So I basically told that thing to fuck off. Yeah, you needed 64 to pass, but I got fucking 85, so I think that's what it read. I know that when I was done with it, the guy told me I was definitely good enough to be a NASCAR driver as far as reflexes go. So, you know, of course you'd have to be good at actually driving and steering and everything else, but just on reflexes. Oh no, so Lotoshin linked me to it. And here's more of it. More of it going down. This was like a driving simulation. And stuff like that. And, oh, we're in the Ferris wheel here. So we're going up in the Ferris wheel. And here it is over the city view. And here's the whole fucking place from the top. And this is kind of, I tried to get pictures, but it was really shaky. So they're kind of glowing and stuff like that. I actually have no idea, Lotoshin. And more pictures. I used a... What did I use? I forgot what camera I used for this, actually. Another view of the thing. Later, RBK126 and Suntory. Suntory, haha. They make alcohol and a bunch of other drinks. And more views. And I'm gonna make a like actual traditional video for all these pictures at some point. Just so you know. So if you're missing anything here, if you're worried about missing stuff, all of these will be featured pictures in a future video. So, you know, no worries. If you guys need to go to sleep, don't fucking kill yourself. Don't stay up too late. Just follow me and then I won't want to kill you for the rest of your life. No, I'm kidding. Japan is definitely fucking weird. Japan is easily the weirdest nation I have ever heard of, at least for the mentality of a person who grew up in America. But it's a good kind of weird. It's a very interesting kind of weird. For sure. So next time I stream, I'm going to stream the 2005 photos once I'm done with these. And then I'm going to stream a bunch of videos I had of Japan. Yes, they do. Appalling spawn. I haven't seen the traditional Japanese garb, but there are many Colonel Sanders outside of KFCs. So, yeah, it is definitely there. I was saying I was going to play games. I'll probably play Jam Legend, and that'd be all I'd have the energy for once I'm done with these, because I'm starting to get kind of, like, out of it. I can play a blast beat. Blast beats are actually not hard at all to play, because all they are is doing a 16th or 8th beat roll on a drum, but split across two drums. That's literally what a blast beat is. Like, if you really break it down, a blast beat is literally, instead of going, like, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta on a snare, you just go ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta on a crash cymbal and snare, back and forth. So, it's literally, if you can play a 16th or an 8th roll on a snare, you can do blast beats, basically. If you can single stroke an 8th or 16th roll, which is what I can, then, yeah. Zik, I would be very pissed. Oh, I didn't explain what this is. Inside this gigantic building, I cannot fucking even stress how fucking big this is. This is a fucking enormous building. I'd say it's probably like half the size of a football field. They have all these fucking crazy ass things in it, like treadmills, exercise fucking things, chairs, all that other stuff. I'm probably gonna play Jam Legend after this, but that's about it. Well, there's a lot in Japan that's normal to me. Like, you know, there was McDonald's, KFC's. People were people there, you know, they're not aliens or whatever. People laughed about stuff. People found stuff funny that I did. The people I talked to and got along with and stuff like that. The arcades were very high quality and stuff like that. So that wasn't really weird. But I guess it wasn't normal at the same time. Basically, on a larger scale, Japan is basically just like New York or Los Angeles or any really big sprawling metropolitan area, but it's when you get down into the smaller stuff that you notice the changes, is what it is. Like stuff like when you pay people money at cashiers and stuff like that, you have to put the money in a bin, which they take the money out of, and then they put the money back in the bin, which you take it out of, because it's inappropriate to hand money directly to somebody that you're not on good terms with, that you're not like best friends with, or married, or dating, or family, basically. So it's little stuff like that that lets you know this is not fucking New York. But on a wider scale, it feels just like any gigantic, big, bustling city. Later, in Rage Machine, I did not zick for the aforementioned STD thing. There's a lot of really attractive women there, but I didn't go for any of them, no. TV programming was pretty crazy. I actually recorded a lot of the stuff that I saw on it and put some up on YouTube, on Azurite blogs. But what I found the most interesting is that the commercials there are super fucking fast. Commercials there last no more than like 10 to 12 seconds at most. They're very, very fast on average. It's literally like in a commercial break, you'll get about 9 or 10 commercials that'll last about 12 seconds each. It's super fast. And so that's kind of weird. Oh yeah, so this is a game where you get fish. This is a game where you try and get fish. Later, Nate Dogg NJB. I just thought this was a funny game. It's a fucking ride where you are doing a super ride as a fucking bike. Yeah, I'm gonna have Facade up on Monday, more of them probably. This is a strength tester game. You're supposed to lift up this weight. You can't really see it too good, but there's like a weight on the floor. You're supposed to lift it up. I think AVGN's fine. I like his stuff. And that is awesome. 421. If everybody in the stream still followed me right now, I'd be up to like 500, I think. But I imagine a lot of you already have, so that doesn't really count. Okay. Japanese love their fucking horse racing. There is a shit ton of these machines in a lot of places. So yeah, here's 8-player fucking horse racing. I'm not even sure if it's real betting or not, but yeah. So, fucking insane. And they also love racing games, because there is a shit ton of racing games. Also notice how nonchalant and how completely normal it is to play racing games. These are all fucking businessmen in their full business suit attire, and they're just fucking hanging out playing Initial D against each other. Because it's completely fucking no stigma there. Nobody gives a fuck. And then look at this dude. He's a fucking tourist. He's just like, fuck yeah, man. I'm fucking play some fucking Daytona. Completely ironic that the one white guy there is playing Daytona. Amazing. Well, what happened there? This game I played, and it's like a little game where you have like these flippers underneath, and this guy right here pitches a ball to you, and you as the batter have to like hit it into one of the holes. So it's actually a really old style type of game. This is Billy Bowl, and you have a little bowling ball that's not pictured here, and you hit bowling pins that aren't pictured here. The arcade was empty, I think because we went on a weekday, and it's fucking gigantic. There was probably about like 100 people in the arcade, but it was seriously like half the size of a football field, so it looks very dead. It looks very sporadic, or it looks very spread out, but that's why. I have played Sunset Riders. Yep. This was a quiz game, I think, but I couldn't understand it because it was in full Japanese, unfortunately. Okay. This was just fucking weird. In kind of like a cool way, but also weird. They had these pandas and bears all around the arcade that you could put like a buck in and you could drive it around the arcade. So, yeah, this thing literally moves. It moved extremely slowly, like maybe like a mile and a half an hour, but it was pretty fucking lol that you could drive pandas around. Oh yeah, by the way, I did play Pachinko in Japan. I did play Pachinko. I didn't win shit. My friend Andrew didn't win shit, but interestingly, my dad won like $50 on Pachinko, so that was pretty cool. Something real quick too. A lot of people don't know how Pachinko works, and I just want to give you guys a really quick explanation of how it works, because it's actually illegal as fuck, but since the Japanese mafia runs it, there's actually a loophole involving it. This is real quick how Pachinko works. Basically, you go in and you play... No, one of my friends is over here sleeping and I thought I woke him up. Yeah, the Japanese mafia basically runs Pachinko parlors and a bunch of other stuff. It's totally underground. Yakuza, yeah. So here's the thing real quick. In Japan, gambling is actually illegal. Gambling is like illegal, period, in Japan, no matter what. Okay? But there's a loophole around this. There's a loophole around this. So, well, gambling for money is legal. Gambling for money is illegal. So here's the loophole around this. When you play Pachinko, you have those little metal balls, right? And they go through and stuff like that, and if you hit certain stuff, you get more shit. I'll show you guys real quick. If you haven't seen what Pachinko looks like, you probably have, you just don't know it. Because it's very well known in popular Pachinko. It's very well known in Western cultures now because it's in a lot of places. But you've probably seen it before. It's I'll go ahead. See, look, see, it's one of these machines. Like if I go here to the... Oh, they're all shitty quality. There you go. So you can, let me see if he zooms in. So see, look, so see there's the pegs, and then you shoot a ball through here and it lands on the pegs, and then it goes into certain holes. And the trick of Pachinko is that in the original games, in the original Pachinko games, like decades ago, they were actually all skill-based because you could pull the plunger and get it to line up at certain areas, or torque the power to certain areas and stuff like that, and always land it right in the hole, like almost every time. But in more recent games, they only allow you to set the somewhat of the power, but the balls are mostly random, so it's basically gambling. It's basically like a form of lottery that has a very slight amount of skill to it. Very slight. But here's the thing, though. These metal balls, like let's say you get like 100 of them for $10, like in, you know, Japanese equivalent $10. So you get 100 of these balls, and you put them in, and they usually go at a rate of about 6 or 7 balls every few seconds. So maybe about 1 or 2 balls a second goes through. And if you hit something in the middle, of most of them, this like roulette type thing comes up, but it's like a really crazily animated like anime scene of like 2 characters battling usually or something like that, and then like, you know, animation shows if you win, like random chance whether you win or not, and all this other bullshit, and then you get a fuck ton of the metal balls. So here's the thing. The metal balls by themselves are completely worthless. They have no value whatsoever. But here's the loophole to it, okay? All the Pachinko parlors, you know, like when you get tickets at like arcades and stuff like that, and you bring the tickets up and you have like 100 tickets and you get like a little toy or whatever at arcades, right? Like that's how the ticket machines work and stuff like that at arcades. So in the Pachinko parlors, you can take the metal balls up to the counter and you can get a whole bunch of different shit. You can get like little things that they offer there, I don't know, food vouchers, bullshit like that, right? But here's the trick to it. If you want, you can exchange the metal balls for these completely nondescript, random, golden-looking coins that have no monetary value by themselves. They have no fucking value whatsoever, but they're just random gold coins. You take these gold coins outside of the Pachinko parlor, and you walk 2 blocks over, and you go up to a completely unlisted window that looks like a teller window at a bank, and you knock on it, and you give them the gold coins, and that's where you get your money. And we actually did this. And that's the loophole to it, is that it's not illegal because you're just getting gold coins that some dude in a house wants to give you money for some reason. So that's the loophole to it. So that's how the mafia is able to get away with doing the pachinko parlors in Japan. They give you money because the whole thing is fucking mafia run. I found out about it because I researched about it before I went.